Hello everybody, it's Stephanie Deese with Stephanie Deese Stamps. I thought I would come on and do a series of my favorite last chance retiring products. Some of these are just too adorable to pass up, and I just wanted to show you a few of my favorites that are retiring, that Stampin' Up! We're headed into our annual catalog, and some of these are my absolute favorites. This one happens to be Moon Baby. I love to make the cards for little ones. This one says Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and then I put on the inside, do you know how loved you are? So those are the ones that we're going to be using to create this card, and I just want to show you real quick. This one is kind of combining an old favorite with a couple of new things, and I just wanted to show you my go-to for the babies, which the new catalog has some really great ones in. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get those. So with that said, introducing the Stamparatus that I have. Yes, I'm so excited about this one as well. And you guys, if the camera fades, it's because it has some dark here, so the camera will kind of do some, I'm going to see if I can bring a light a little closer in. Maybe not. But anyway, you can see the reflection of my, my little umbrella light here. But anywho, let's get started. I had the Misty for a couple of years already. I love this Stamparatus, I really do. It's the magnets, for sure for me, that I like the best. But it sets it apart from the Misty to me. The Misty was a really good product, and I like the idea of having two plates so I could do two different things. But right now we're just going to use one plate. So I have a standard A2 card. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, 5 1/2 this way, 4 1/4 that way. You know, you have a 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock on the 11-inch side, and then you score it 4 1/4, and you get the standard card. So, and then I already have my pieces cut. This is also retiring. Is the beautiful, and this is while supplies last. You can keep the stamp set, you can continue to get up until a couple of weeks before the end, because we make those. Stampin' Up! Makes those, so you can continue to get those. But this cardstock is only while supplies last. Okay, beautiful, beautiful cardstock, and I can't remember the name of it. I'm so sorry about that. But anyway, this is cut at 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then this is the one we're going to stamp on. It's Very Vanilla cardstock. This one is thick Very Vanilla cardstock, just in case you want to know. I love using the thick on my cards. This one is regular Very Vanilla, and it is cut at 3 1/4 by, this top panel is 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. And you see it, so it gives you a border on each side. And so these magnets are so incredibly strong that they hold your paper. The problem that I was having with the Misty, and I'm a stickler for lining up. It's pitiful. But the problem that I had with the Misty was that the magnets would allow the paper to lift up as it was clinging to, the paper would stick to the stamps, and so the paper would get misaligned, and it was driving me nuts. Okay, so this is the Moon Baby, the one with the moon, and I'm gonna place it sort of at the top, and you can line it up. You don't have to have the Misty for this, but oh my, I love it. I love using it. I actually love stamping with it. So we're going to close the whatever that lid. I don't know what that's called. You can do, I just love to do it. Okay, it's just one of those things where I just like to get in here and do things without necessarily knowing what the technical terms is for for everything. I'm using Memento black ink. This is retiring, or this is not in the new catalog. So if you like Memento, go ahead and get that, and get the re-inker so that you have it. You can get Memento anywhere, but if you want to buy it from me, I'd be greatly appreciated. It would be greatly appreciative. I would be appreciative. So you close it and stamp it. And what I like about this is you kind of sort of have free hands. The Stamparatus is holding it in place so that you have a free hand and you can just make sure you get the right amount of pressure. And you don't have to apply a lot of pressure. So that is that. And now with this one, I can use this to, and I got a little bit of fuzz on it, and you don't want that, to line it up. And I love making greeting cards, or cards that you can make like a whole set. Like I have a lot of these cut out, and that is what I wanted to show you. I have a lot of these cut out, and I'm just going to do an assembly line and just create them how I want them and stuff. And you can change it to be, change it up. Like I have the pink, and I'll show you how I'm going to color those in. So now I use the Memento. I pick that up with my acrylic plate, or whatever you want to call that, and then I'm just going to pounce, I guess you could say, on it. Let's put the lid back on that. And then just the right amount of pressure. And then see, it's lined up. No nervous twitching or anything, right? So I'm just going to move these off, and they held that so nicely. So let me pull that off. Another thing that I like about it is I'm going to line the card up directly with this edge ruler here. And then I'm going to open it and then slide this magnet here. Hear that? That is an awesome connection. That is what I love about it. Okay, I'm gonna grab a sip of coffee because that's what I do. Can't live without that brew there. And then I'm going to put the Ensign Sentiment, Do You Know How Loved You Are? And this stamp set is just awesome. I was kind of sad to see it go, but I know that we need to have refreshes and new products coming in, and some of the new baby stuff is just to die for. So I'm going to line it up where I think it should be, and then open back up, and then get my Memento. So yeah, this stamp set is available up until a couple of weeks into May. They'll stop production on it, and then it will be available as supplies last. So the quicker you can get your hands on this, the better. It's like you don't want to say, you know, you don't want to hesitate. So there you are, and you can get like perfect alignment. I love it. It's gorgeous. Okay, so there you go. We are going to now move on to, and let me show you, another new product that was in the Occasions catalog is our is not our re-inkers or the ink writers, but the blenders, the blend pens, and I absolutely love those. You can see how I've created this card, and actually because this is Soft Sky, and this is another product that's going to be going away as well. Is the that's a seam binding, but these are so easy, and I love to use this nib to color with. And you just color, you make sure your ink is dry, the black part, and you just color in And then you do, and I'm only going to do this part and maybe the yellow on the star to show you. But I love these blendies because they are just so easy to lay some color down. And with this one, I use the lightest one to just lay color down. And now while that's saturating the paper, and I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna do, not come back, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the little star. And then you can go ahead and, like on this one, I did the baby's hair in some yellow. This one is Light Daffodil Delight. And basically, I just kind of sketched around. I don't want to have any solid lines there, okay? Because, you know, it doesn't have all the solid for a hairline anyway, right? And so then you can go in with a little bit of shadowing. And you don't have to have solid lines on this either, because shadows aren't solid lines. Just put it where you would see maybe a shadow or something sort of on the bottom, maybe some there, and then that's it for that. And you'll see it saturate and blend, so it's really kind of cool. And then you can also do the same thing with the darker Daffodil Delight. Just go in and put, but don't, whatever you do, don't do straight lines. Just don't do that. I couldn't do straight lines if I had to, right? There we go. And let's see, I used the very light, what is this? Light Smoky Slate. To come around the moon and create, and just do sketchy lines. For me, sketchy lines always work. You don't want to have a solid line, because you know the moon's not perfectly flat, contrary to popular belief. And so just do the sketchy lines. And of course, around the baby, you're going to see some shadows. And I don't think, yeah, I did bring my ivory out with me. Sometimes I I work at the kitchen table, and sometimes I work out in my art studio. It depends on what's going on. It depends. So with the darker Smoky Slate, I created a little bit more of a shadow for the baby. Now, I had already laid down the light Smoky Slate, but this just adds a little bit more. I got it closer to the baby, and it adds just a little bit more shadow there. And now for this ivory blender, I just created a couple of shadows along the baby's little hand so that it's not one-dimensional, because if we're doing everything else, we don't want to, and maybe around his little face. And then you can use the light pink pirouette. This is going away. This is one of the colors that's going away this year. Around the little cheeks for that. And let's see, yeah, that's it. And then what you do is take your card base. Let me move all these out of the way. Love coloring with these. Anyone who loves to color, this is the most fabulous thing ever. Okay, and so here's another thing that I noticed was not in the new catalog, and I'm about to panic. Fast Fuse. This is my go-to, and it's not in the catalog. So I'm definitely going to be one of those people that's going to figure out what I'm gonna do, right? Because I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator. So, being a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I try to use everything Stampin' Up. So center that and lay that down flat. So that's your first panel with the soft sky. Soft sky's going away, guys, so that you know. And for this, see how quick that was? Wasn't that quick? I'm so happy that these blendies came out. Okay, whoa, that's probably why it's going away. I think, though, they had some trouble with it. Some of the ones that I've gotten weren't, I think I've wasted more fast fuse than I did. So maybe it was a decision on their end that was very logical to do away with it, right? And then I'm gonna cut the ribbon. And for me, with baby boys, we don't really want a bow. I want this to be sort of tight, but not too tight. But we do want some ribbon, right? So for the baby boy, I am going to hold my finger there in that. Then I'm going to pull that tight there. Okay, so then cut it how you want it, okay? And how I do it is I like to do it at an angle, of course. Who doesn't know that? But a little bit better of an angle. So one longer, one shorter, it doesn't matter. This is all you're doing. So there we have that. And then y'all, I'm grabbing some dimensionals from a paper pumpkin, this month's paper pumpkin kit, because I didn't grab the dimensionals that I had taken, or these were the ones that I had available, so I'm using them. A whole sheet of dimensionals for the last paper pumpkin kit. Oh my gosh. I'm like, ah, you have reached the holy grail, right? I love Stampin' Up. They give you, especially the paper pumpkin, oh my gosh, they give you so much that you use. And look, I'm overkill here. I'm sorry, that's just me. It'll take forever to get these off. But anyway, so yeah, these retiring products, or these last chance offer products, are so, what can I say? I don't know that I'll keep a lot of them. I love to get new things in and try new things, and I love old favorites, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. But it is definitely one of those things where if you want it, you better get it, right? If you like it, get it. And then you, this is one of my old favorites that more than likely I will reach for over and over and over again. So yeah, this is definitely one of those that I have enjoyed using. I've done a lot of baby cards with it. And see that? Isn't that awesome? Isn't it gorgeous? It's such a really sweet little card set. And there's also these little stuffed animals, which you could do that on the inside. I like to leave space for writing, so you know, you could color those in with the blenders. And then the little showers of happiness is so cute. Isn't that gorgeous? You could do hello baby, showers of happiness, a little something for a little someone. You know, it's just an all-around awesome stamp set, and I can't say enough about it. But anyway, so this is an old favorite that it's your last chance to get it. And I wanted to let you know that if there's also the designer series paper that's retiring. That's the last chance. The Memento Ink's last chance. And this ribbon, only while supplies last, okay? So that's it. Just a quick little video to show you some of my old favorites. So thank you for sticking around. Bye.